Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. For today's video, I have a very exciting topic. Basically, I'm going to review all the different mounts, tier sets, weapons, and any other type of cool items that have been created by fans and that are absolutely amazing. I think you will be surprised to see how just creative people are and what they've been able to create so far. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to go through all these different cool items and then I'm going to review them. So I really hope you will enjoy, and keep in mind this is really something that, again, one day maybe will be added into the game if Blizzard decides to. So really exciting topic. Okay, so we're going to start with all the different tier sets and all the sets that I found. And as you're going to see, we're going to have a lot of these different sets and a lot of things in general in this video that are from this person right here, Serkan Ozyurt. This person is absolutely amazing. So let's start with this very cool Lich King tier set. As you can see, this is again the type of things that I think are really amazing and that I would love to get in game. So as you can see, we have a blue version that is very similar to the one that the Lich King actually has. Then we have this one right here that is absolutely beautiful. Would love to get this one, and as well the weapon. The weapon is also really interesting. Then we have the red one that I think is also really nice. Then the purple one, and finally after that he also added some specific things on the set, probably for mythic version or something like that. And as you can see, I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. So definitely something I would love to see one day in the game, but for now this is only something you will be able to enjoy right here. Then after that we have, this one is really interesting as well. As you can see, this is a store promotion transmog set for Diablo 3 or 4. So this is something that, again, I think would look absolutely amazing in the game. As you can see, really, the colors are nice, the design is nice, and honestly, it's too bad because we are just celebrating right now the Diablo 4 promotional event, and these are the type of things that, honestly, I think a lot of people would have been really excited about. I mean, look at this set, for instance, right here. This is absolutely amazing. So these type of things, more than welcome one day to have them in the game. Then next to that, we have all these different tier sets. So as you can see, we're gonna have probably here the rogue, I would say, or maybe like the hunter. I'm not really sure. That's probably the monk. I think this one looks really nice, especially of the headpiece. That's a really nice one. The paladin looks very similar to what we already have in game, but I do really like all these little books floating around. Then here, this is probably the rogue. Actually, this one is okay. Nothing too special about this one. This one is really amazing. And if Blizzard could actually make something for monks where you have this little green dragon flying around or just around your shoulders, that would be absolutely amazing. This priest one is beautiful as well. Maybe not as good as the priest set that we actually got right now, but still something really nice, I would say. This druid or shaman set is absolutely amazing. This is something we've never really had. I would say like a set where we have this type of things, like we have a lot of mounts and a lot of weapons that incorporate this type of things, but I don't think we really have any tier sets, so that would be a really good idea. Then this is the druid, so that's probably the shaman. Then the druid. The druid is absolutely amazing because they basically took the symbol for druids, for the class, and they made it into a set. And also probably reusing a little bit of the tier 0 or the tier 1, I believe, sets for druids. But really amazing. And the little, like, all just here is just a very nice touch. So that's probably one of my favorite one. Then we have this one. That's probably the hunter. That's okay. Nothing too good or too bad. And then the warlock one. I mean, the warlock one is amazing as well. It is similar to some of the sets we had over the years, but still, again, this is something that is absolutely beautiful. And then finally, the demon hunter. I'm not a big fan, but that's okay. And then, as you can see, he just added like some specific things and effects to some of them. So really, again, a really good tier sets list overall. Then here we have some paladins sets. So this is the same as we've seen just here for paladins, but this time he decided to add like a few more things again around this concept. And as you can see, for instance, like this crown with all the books, I think that looks absolutely amazing. Again, this is very similar to what we already have in game, but still, for instance, here the colors and all these different things, I think makes it really, really unique and absolutely amazing. So definitely something I think a lot of paladins would love to have in game and something that I think looks absolutely amazing. Then after that, we have the different warlock sets. So here, as you can see again, this is also really, really nice. I mean, just all the different skulls like that on the chest is amazing. And then, I mean, just look how big it is. The weapon is also beautiful. So these type of things, again, I play a warlock like many times. I would love to have something like that as well. This looks scary. This looks warlocky. This is absolutely amazing. Then we have just this one. This is a quick concept for some of the druid set, as you can see. This is pretty nice. Again, this is very similar. For instance, here you can have shoulders like that for druids in Ulduar with the little moon, or at least it's also on the head. But again, for instance, this type of headpiece and everything, we don't really have them. And the fact that you can have different type is, I think, really, really nice. So again, this is, as you can see, only like early concepts, but still, I think this looks absolutely amazing. Then we have this one. So here, I really love this. Basically, I think he probably created these different tier sets when there was BFA and there was the raid with Nazot and everything, Nyalota. And these are, as you can see, like basically old god themed tier sets, and they are really, really nice. So first, we have the plate one or warrior one. As you can see, looks really cool. The helm especially is so amazing. I believe the shoulders you can basically get almost the same from the raid, but all the rest really is pretty unique. I mean, here, for instance, the colors and everything. And then you have the final version, the mythic version, as you can see, with like all these tentacles. And I have really nothing to say other than this set is amazing, and I would love to get it on my warrior. So definitely something that I think is very, very creative and something I think a lot of people would have been happy to get when there was Nyalota in BFA. Then I'm going to show you a couple more from this series. So here, for instance, we have the mage one. Again, I love the little towers on the shoulders. I think that's really nice. And even just the helm in general, it looks like some of these demons that you will fight from Nyalota that I think, again, is really clever. And here, again, you have the mythic version with all the different, yeah, I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. Another banger, in my opinion. Then we have the warlock one. So here, as you can see, it's pretty obvious that he took the shoulders from the tier set for Warlocks from Warlocks of Draenor, from the Black Foundry. And as you can see, the Black Rock Foundry, and as you can see, they just made it into this new set, which is very creative. Again, we're using some already existing assets. And then we have the final version. I mean, look at that. I know Warlocks always get the best sets, but this is, again, so, so amazing. Then we are going to have like some oversets. So now we're done with the All God themed tier sets. And now, as you can see, this is the Undead Heritage Armor concept. So this one is really, really nice as well, especially as you can see with the glowing effects. So you have the green version, you have the orange/red version, the yellow version, and really all of them, as I would say, look really, really nice, especially with these glowing effects on them. So again, something that, you know, maybe one day we'll have in the game, but I think, again, a lot of people would be happy to get that, especially now that we can also transmog the helm from the Love is in the Air event. That would be really good with this set. So really nice overall. Then this one is very similar again to a lot of things we have in the game. These are some shoulders that you can get in the Burning Crusade. Then this is a helm, and even the chest, you can get it already from Legion as well for Paladins. But still, again, made it very unique, and I just love the shoulders and everything. The shoulders are very similar to what the priests were able to get, I believe, in Cataclysm or Mist Temporaria. So overall, a really nice set as well. Here we have some sets that are more from Shadowlands. As you can see, this is very Mo inspired, and these ones look really nice again. For instance, you know, this version with all the glowing effects and everything. Then, so this is someone else. This time we're going to talk about Arthur Lawrence. I'm sure that many of you are already familiar with his work. I know that Asmongold reacted to these different sets as well, and really, I would encourage you to go on this website and just have a look at all of them, because basically for each of the different allied races and normal races in World of Warcraft, he made some amazing tier sets for every classes. So really, I would encourage you to go because I'm not going to be able to review all of them because as you can see, there's a lot. But really, I will share again the link for all these different things in the description and I would highly encourage you to go and have a look. So here, as you can see, let's for instance have a look at all the different Void Elf. So we have the warrior here, the hunter, the rogue, the monk, the priest, the mage, and the warlock. So I would say the warrior is absolutely beautiful, very unique, and something I wish we could have in game. The hunter is okay, maybe the shoulders could be a little bit bigger, nothing too crazy with this one. The rogue is beautiful as well, nothing to say here, really, really nice. The monk is absolutely amazing. I mean, really just the headpiece and everything, the colors, absolutely amazing, especially for what monks have in the game. This is very unique. For the priest one, I mean, again, beautiful, love the colors, love everything, the 10 out of 10. The mage is okay, nothing too crazy with this one. We have a lot of mage sets with like some of these orbs and everything, so nothing too crazy with this one. I mean, the warlock one is beautiful as well. Love the tentacles on the shoulders and everything. And again, it's very unique for a warlock set. So then after that, for instance, we're going to have the different blood elf. So for the blood elves, as you can see, we have the warrior right here. This is already something that now we can basically get in the game, with, you know, the like blood elf, like armor set. Then after that, we have the paladin, very similar to a lot of things also that I believe you can find in the game. Then we have the Death Knights. This one is really nice, like the colors and, you know, like the shoulders and everything. Then we have the Hunter. The Hunter is okay. It doesn't really look too much like a Blood Elf set, in my opinion. Looks more like something you would get in Zuldazar in BFA. Then we have the Rogue. The Rogue is amazing. Love it, especially the headpiece and everything. That's really, really nice. And then we have the Monk here. I mean, the Monk is beautiful. It's inspired from the Mount Alar from the Burning Crusade, and this is really, really nice. And then we have the Demon Hunter. Again, really nice overall, the Priest, and finally the Mage, and also the Warlock. The Warlock is my favorite one. This is definitely something I think a lot of people would be happy to have in game, and something that looks absolutely amazing. Then after that, we have the Undead ones. So for the Undeads, as you can see, we have the Warrior here. This is very similar to, again, things we can basically already get in the game, but I still think this is very, very nice. Then we have the Death Knight. The Death Knight is nice. Again, nothing too crazy about this one. The Hunter one is really, really nice. It's basically the same set as the guy who is always with Sylvanas, but this is still something that I think is really nice, and probably a lot of people would be glad to have that as a Hunter set. Then we have the Rogue one. The Rogue is really nice. I love, you know, all these different like poison like things on the set. So this one looks really good too. The Monk is absolutely amazing. Again, very unique for what monks have in the game. I think that would be absolutely amazing to see some monks wearing something like that. That's like more of a dark monk, and I would love to see that in the game. And I mean, the Priest, there is nothing to say. It's amazing. The shoulders, like everything, the colors, it is absolutely beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of the tier 3 from original Naxxramas, because it's a little bit similar, like not really the colors, but just like the robe and everything, but still absolutely amazing. One of my favorites. And then the mage is also so unique. So unique. Even like, for instance, that part here, we now actually have something like that with patch 10.1 in World of Warcraft for mages, but back in the days that was very unique and something that mages could only dream about to get one day. And then the Warlock one. I think the Warlock is okay, not the biggest fan, and I think we already have things similar in the game. Then we have all the different gnomes. So for the gnomes, as you can see, nothing crazy here for the warrior. The Death Knight is really cute. I really like it. I think it looks nice. And this is not just the gnomes. It's actually the mecha gnomes. Sorry. For then the Hunter. Hunter looks really, really nice with this nice back piece. I like it a lot. The Rogue looks amazing. Again, this headpiece, something that is very unique and I would love to see in the game. The Monk, again, so unique. Not sure exactly what's happening here, but looks great. Definitely in. The mage one looks a little bit cartoonish. I'm not the biggest fan, but still that's an interesting, let's say, concept. And as you can see, it's even saying the gear spins faster during spellcast and everything, which I think is actually very smart. Then we have the Warlock. The Warlock looks super interesting. You will have basically that in the back. I think the Warlock looks great. We have the Priest, nothing crazy here. And finally, the Tinker. This is a class that is not yet in the game, maybe one day. But as you can see, if one day we get it, I hope we also get this badass set. Basically, you have this entire thing that is on your helm. And I don't know, it's just so clever and something that maybe one day we'll see in the game. Who knows? And finally, I also decided to show the Magar Orc because I really like these ones as well. So here, of course, this is very similar to what Black Hand has for the warriors. Then we have the shaman. So this one is really based on all the different orcs clans, which I think is very clever. So here, as you can see, for the shaman ones, we have this one. For the hunter ones, we have these different sets. Beautiful as well. Very simple, but like very, very nice. For the rogue one, we have this one. As you can see, this is the mark that you will get here. Again, love the colors, love everything. I think that looks really nice. Then we have the monk one. That's also a really good set. Again, more like of a dark orcish monk set, which I think would be really welcome. Then we have the priest right here. Nothing too special. The mage is absolutely amazing. I mean, this is just so good. I have nothing to say about this one. This is a 10 out of 10. Really, really nice. And then that's pretty much it. So that's some of the sets that I've been able to find. Again, you have so many others. These are just the best ones I decided to select. And now we're going to move to my favorite part. And these are all the different mounts. Okay, so let's start with this first one. As you can see, this is again from Serkan Ozurt, and this is a gladiator mount from Shadowlands. That could have been nice. We basically have this mount in the game, but not with this armor and this effect. This is something that could have been interesting, but I'm sure a lot of people are still happy with their mounts from Shadowlands as a gladiator. Then after that, we have these different mounts. Basically, this is a boss from the second raid of Shadowlands. And this would have been the glory of the hero mount. I think a lot of people would have been really interested in completing this achievement if that was actually the mount you would have gotten. But again, unfortunately, that was not the case. But maybe one day we'll see one of these mounts added into the game. Then here, this is one of my favorite mounts that this person created. As you can see, that would have been a Necrolord flying mount. But also, I think, especially right now with patch 10.1.5 and the return of a lot of old content from Naxxramas from Classic WoW, I think that could be a mount that could be added into the game. As you can see, basically you would have your little Warblight observer and the player would be sitting just here or standing just here. And that would be absolutely amazing. Even if I think, honestly, if one day they created this mount, it would probably be for the store or something like that. Still, I mean, look how cool it is and look how just the animation, everything is there. So I really hope one day Blizzard will decide to incorporate in the game one of these because that looks so good. Then here we have a few of these different really nice mounts. And as you can see, people actually created the mount. So really, if Blizzard decides to, they could just basically take these mounts and include them into the game. So here we have a nice Korgo, the Ancient Scroll Carrier mount. That looks really cute. Apparently it was from a student contest. I'm not sure exactly when, and it was maybe like in 8.2 during BFA, but still something that I think looks really, really nice. And then we have another one, I believe, a little bit after. And this time, as you can see, let me just find it. And this time, this is this really nice raccoon mount. As you can see, this is a fan art from Keyboard Turn. Not sure who that is, but this is the person who apparently created this mount, and this looks absolutely amazing. Then after that, we have this mount right here, the Broad of Akar, and also the Zinkas Blade of Fallen Gods. This mount, I mean, it looks so good. Basically, Serkan took the model of the boss from the other side, and then just added some armors on top of it, but honestly, that's something that I think could definitely work. And again, with patch 10.0.7, we got a lot of content from Zul'Gurub that were added back into the game. I think that could have been a great moment to add something like that. But definitely something that I would absolutely love to have in the game. And then the sword is also okay. It's nothing too special, but I still think it looks great and a great concept overall. Then after that, this is another one of the mounts that I absolutely love. As you can see, this is the Ethereals, Travelers, Jamal mounts, and these ones are absolutely amazing. Keep in mind that with patch 10.0.5, all the different white and gray quality items have been added into the transmog system, including the Ethereum sets that you can get from the Soul Trader pet. So what could be amazing is if at some point Blizzard decides to add this mount as part of this loot table from this Soul Trader vendor or like pet. Honestly, I think that could be absolutely amazing, and this is by far the best camel mount you'll ever find in the game. So this one again, Sirkan, a big congrats. This looks absolutely amazing. Then after that, we're gonna have this one right here, the ground mount, the Unchained Returns Garm. This one is cool. This is really, just like using the model from the boss in the game. But still, I think this looks pretty nice, and probably a lot of people would be happy to have some of these in the game. So a nice concept and something that I think would be more than welcome as well. Then that's the same here. Then here, as you can see, these are the type of, so this mount is basically similar to the Jaina mount and also to the Shadowlands Keystone Master mount. But I think, again, it's very unique, and especially with the back piece and everything, I think this looks really nice, and that could definitely be something that a lot of people would be happy to get in the game as well. Then here we have some recorders of this alternate worm mount. So this is something you can get in the new Karazhan. And as you can see, this time we have different coloration that I think look, again, really nice. I mean, the green one, for instance, I can just imagine it with the Monk set, Elite set PvP from, I don't remember which expansion, that I would look absolutely amazing. This one is very similar to what we already have in the game, and then the red one. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people would use the red one. And after that, he also added like some special effects and lightning on the mount. So really nice overall. Then after that, we have the Ant mount. I mean, this one is from Christina Miller, and this is literally a mount that could be in the game right now. This person, as you can see, is saying, I just wanted to try to concept and 3D sculpt a fan mount, and you did an amazing job. This is something that I'm sure we will actually get at some point in the game. I mean, just look how cool it is. Even with the chest, everything, the saddle, this is absolutely amazing. I have nothing to say. 12 out of 10. This is something that could already be in the game. So, Blizzard, if someone at Blizzard, even just an intern, is watching, please make sure that this mount is one day added into the game, and also that it's not from the store. That would be really amazing. So Christina, honestly, you're amazing and very talented. Then next to that, we have the Murlokin. As you can see, this is such an interesting concept for a mount. Basically, you would be sitting just here, and these 4 Murlocs would just be there and basically hold you. This is so cool. This is so clever. We actually recently got, unfortunately in the shop, one of these big Murloc mounts, and I think this one would also be so cool. So again, this one is from Archer Lawrence. Amazing talent, amazing ID, and something that, again, I would love to have in the game. Then we have this one, so we're back with Sirkan. This one, as you can see, is a very early concept, but this is amazing. That would be basically a Wintervale event mount, and this is so cool. The name is the Wintervale Nightmare. As you can see, you will basically have the head on the shoulder, and then this thing in the middle, which is basically this, glow, ball that you can then, you can find it in Iron Forge and in Orgrimmar, for instance, and then with this seat right here from the, of course, Senta and everything. I mean, it looks beautiful. I think that's something that would be so cool to have in the game. And again, it's something that they could do pretty easily because this is the model from the mount from Nighthold and everything. So this is really not too difficult, I think, to recreate. Amazing concepts and very creative, I would say. Then here we have this one, the Nerubian Swarmer. I think it was from the Vote for Free mount concept, yes, but really something that I think looks great. So that would be cool to have it in the game, and I believe probably they already have some assets for this mount, so definitely something they could create as well. Then, of course, we have the Ondasta mount. These ones are pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan, but I think they're still interesting, especially with the lightning. I think that could look nice. This is something that, like could be cool to have in the game, but not my favorite one. Still something interesting. Then we have these ones right here, Reigns of the Storm camera. I think a lot of people are a little bit bored with the cameras because it has been like since BFA that, and probably even before that with Worlds of Draenor, that Blizzard is just adding a lot of these different mounts. And so even though they're interesting, I don't think they're the best ones in this list. Then we have, of course, Xueli, Child of Xuen. Then he also made like all these other god mounts, but I mean, we already have something very similar in the game, so I don't think it's very unique. This one, though, is really, really like cool. This is, the Child of Tortoise. This one could be really unique, and as you can see, different colorations as well. This one, really nice mount overall. Then we have the Reigns of the Kyriasis. This is a Pegasus mount concept. So very similar to what you can get, of course, from already the Kyrian Covenant mount, but still, I think like this Pegasus mount would have been really, really nice, and a lot of people would have been happy to have it. So that's a nice concept as well. Again, from Serkan, as you can see. Then again, from Serkan, we have this Winter's Envoy mount. This is an Arden Wield Covenant mount concept. I think this one looks beautiful. I love the headpiece because, like you were actually able to get this headpiece in game from the store set that you were able to buy. But on a mount like that, I think that looks beautiful. And also with the three tails, I'm not sure we have any mounts in the game that has these three tails. So really this mount, beautiful. The different colorations, absolutely amazing. But really having something like that would have been so cool in the game. Then, I mean, this one is very silly, but it is so funny. This is basically like the pet from SpongeBob. And as you can see, this is a snail mount with the Darkwind Fair theme, but this is just so nice. I mean, it's very interesting. Maybe one day we'll have it in the game. It's very silly, but still really, really nice. So I'm not sure who created this one. As you can see, it's Ian. Not sure exactly who created it, but still, congrats. It looks really, really nice. Then after that, we have this one right here from Birdman, as you can see. And this is a nice Tauren mount. I think, of course, we have a lot of Kodos already in the game. We also have the Vicious version, but still, this is a very unique one. Really nice overall. We have this one as well from Nugen. As you can see, this is a weird kind of bear with an eagle beak. And this is basically the mount that could have been like basically a Vicious mount for Aliens. That looks pretty good. Then we have these ones right here. So these are basically like giant elementals or like trees kind of. And these are really nice concepts. I love the fact that you have different type of environments and nature included. So again, very nice concepts overall. Then here, these are some of the mounts, so very similar to the different Keystone Master mounts that we got. But this time that would have been for each of the different covenants. So these are really nice, including basically the back piece that you were able to get. And then as people were not happy with this one, the person decided to create this one instead. Again, I think it's an interesting concept, very similar to what we already have in the game, but that could have been interesting, let's say. Then we have these ones. So these ones are actually from Heroes of the Storm, but I just think like, yeah, they look great, and probably Blizzard could add some of these in the game. But again, this is something that is in Heroes of the Storm. And maybe one day we'll have similar versions in the World of Warcraft version. Then this one, we have this boar mount. This is really nice from Kevin Chin Art, Kevin T. Chin. This is really nice. This is very clean. And even though we have a lot of boar already mounts in the game, this is very unique. And I think the armor and everything looks really nice. So happy with this one as well. And finally, we have this one right here. So as you can see, this is a mount. This is from Arthur Lawrence. And again, something that is really nice. I'm sure they could reuse some of the things we already have. For instance, the Vengeance mount from Sylvanas in Mythic difficulty. This is very similar. So they could just create that. And again, looks beautiful. Love this one. So now that we've been through all the different mounts, and again, amazing concepts, and some of them are already ready to be in the game, we're going to have a quick look at all the different weapons that I was able to find. Here we have like a nice sword from Maxim Lizovsky. As you can see, this is a nice two-handed sword for World of Warcraft and different colorations. I think that looks very similar to some of the weapons we're able to get in Legion with, like, the Draenei theme, but still something that is nice and yeah, something that I think a lot of people would be happy to have as well. Here we have this one right here from Hugo Colotto. As you can see, this is absolutely amazing. Already a 3D version is available. The Soulstorm dagger, so that could be a dagger. And again, I mean, it looks beautiful. The colors on it, everything, the glowing effect is already there. And as you can see, this is something that is already in 3D, so you can literally already have it in the game if it was actually in the game. Then we have from Ethan Lewis this nice Draenei look inspired, like probably like an axe, yes. So this one looks nice, again, very similar to a lot of the different weapons that we can get for Draeneis in the game, but still something that I think looks really nice. And I don't think he did overcolors for this one, but still a really good weapon overall. Then after that, we have this one from Gianluca Skiliace. And by the way, sorry if I'm a little bit butchering your names. So this one is basically the Demon Boar Hammer, and for me, it reminds me of the Irresistible Force from the Alterac Valley that you were able to get in Vanilla WoW. And I think this one looks super cute. I mean, it's a really interesting weapon. I think, it looks great, especially I like the name, the Demon Boar Hammer. And as you can see, I mean, the person already basically created like the 3D model and everything. That's a really cool weapon and something that I think would be really nice in WoW. Then we have this blade right here from Ruben van Oosteyen. This is a really cool blade. I'm not sure exactly where it could like drop from. Maybe like the Isle of Thunder, maybe Entorus, something like that. But I mean, this looks very Mogu-like, I would say, and it's very unique. So definitely something that looks absolutely amazing. And again, 3D version is already there, so something that Blizzard you can already get in the game if you contact Ruben. Then we have this staff right here, so the Druid staff, as you can see. And this one is, again, really nice. 3D version is already there. So that's the full staff, as you can see. I feel like we have something already a little bit similar in the game, but still, this is a nice concept from Mike Ipperman. A nice weapon overall. Then we have this sword from Rick de Kiersmaker, the Emir's Bane. This is really nice. I mean, this looks really nice. Again, it looks similar to what you can get in Naxxramas, but this is different. So Blizzard, maybe as you are planning on re-implementing a lot of things from Naxxramas, maybe you want to also add this sword to the loot table. So that looks really nice. And again, as you can see, there is the 3D model. There is everything. That's a really nice sword. I would love to have this one in game. So good job, Rick. Really nice. Then we have this one right here, Inspired Cycle Weapon. So this is from the Old God weapon, kind of. Ewin Kolchborson. I'm really sorry. I know that's not how we pronounce your name. But that's a really nice weapon. I think that's something, definitely could be great in the game. I'm not sure if it's like maybe an eld in offhand or a dagger, or maybe a sword, but that's a really cool weapon. And again, the 3D version is already available. Then we have this one right here. This one is actually very, very interesting. This is, as you can see, obviously a pole arm, but this is a very unique model. This is basically like something Mechagons could get, or I don't know. This is beautiful. I love the concept. As you can see, there is already everything, the animation, and look at what it does. Like, I mean, this is absolutely crazy that people are creating these type of things. As you can see, so it's from Nicolas Tuo, and it was for an assignment. But I mean, Blizzard, this is here. This is like, something you can get, and this is beautiful. So really good pole arm overall, and very, very creative. Then we have this sword. Okay. This sword is a banger. Petru Gratti created this beautiful one-headed sword that, as you can see, has all these flowers on top of it. And I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. It is so good. Like, the concept is so good. The execution is so good. Everything is already there. Wow. This is really, really such a nice weapon. Love it. Absolutely amazing. Petru, really great job. This is a 12 out of 10 as well. Then we have this staff right here from Luna Wool Art. This one is really nice as well. I could see like a lot of orcs use this staff and everything. That looks beautiful. And as you can see, like there is like this over version a little bit. So this is another very, very beautiful staff. And apparently we also have the 3D model for this one. So as you can see, this is what the staff would look like. And this is again, maybe actually more of a pole arm than a staff. Beautiful, beautiful pole arm and something that I wish we could have in the game as well. Then we have this one right here. So this one is actually not something that could really work in the game because it would be for, this over class, as you can see, the bard. But I still think this is a very interesting concept from Jeffrey Lim and something that if one day Blizzard decides to add the bards in the game could be a really good weapon for Blood Elves. So really nice weapon and something that's, is just really beautiful. Then we have this sword right here from Gaspar Venturini. This is a really cool sword, something that, Death Knights would love to have, I'm sure. Again, we have, the 3D concept. As you can see, everything is here. Beautiful. And again, this is something that is already created. It looks a little bit similar to what you can get, I would say, in some parts of, like Worlds of Draenor and everything, but still really beautiful sword overall. And then we have these ones right here. So as you can see, this is from Cameron Slade. These are some of the designs for, I'm not sure exactly who, but this is a really nice sword overall here. This one as well. So of course, this is, like the same type of weapons that we're getting in Mist of Pandaria, but I really like this one with the little thing in the middle. I think that looks really nice. This one will be pretty for like Warriors of Death Knights. Really nice as well. I believe we have like concepts a little bit similar in the game, but very, very beautiful. I mean, look at, for instance, here, the handle and everything. It's absolutely beautiful. This one looks very similar to what we have for the Paladins from Legion. Of course, the artifact weapon, but still a nice version as well. And then these are the concepts. So that's pretty much it. There were like plenty of other like weapons, sets and mounts, but like I didn't want to have a video that was too long. But of course, I would encourage you to go and have a look by yourself because you're probably going to find a lot of absolutely amazing weapons and, items in general that people have created. Again, thanks so much for people who have created and spent some time on all these different fan arts and concepts and everything, because it just goes to show that there's always new things that we can create. And I think it's so great to see that people are still so involved in, this community and with this game. So overall, really loved all of that. And I hope you also enjoyed the video. That's pretty much it. I will be back very soon with more guides, more videos, and let me know as well if you enjoyed that. I'm more than happy to also sometimes do something a little bit different and talk about different topics. I will be back very soon, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great weekend. Bye!